I think we are live there. Let's go and do this. First time of the year, so I'm not sure from a new location how this is going to go or what that window is right there. Not sure what that window is. Internet strength is good. All right, let's push this out. Let's see what we can do here. Get the iPad out of the way. We'll see how this works. I should have actually done this a different way, but we are learning. All right. Boom. Live. What's up, guys? First episode of well, it's not really an episode, it's just my office hours. I'm here now for 45 minutes to hang out and answer questions, how they come up. Currently watching the new announcements from Apple. I had a phone call a little earlier in the middle of the iPad explanation, so I'm trying to catch up here. How's it going? Looks like they're revamping some of the iPads. The iPad Air seems to be got, I don't know, what is a little bit of a remodel? Not 100% sure. All right, let's see. What do we got on the task here? Oh, wrong thing. Got to get email. How's everyone doing out there in streaming land? See a couple people tuning in. See a couple people checking out stuff, trying to feel it out. Hope your guys' first few weeks have been well. What's up, Natalie? Hope everything's going well. I had a couple questions and comments here. Let's see. Oh, that's a broken. Well, that shouldn't happen. What's up, guys? Why can't I get? Okay, there we go. No. All right. Yeah. So we are kind of working out. I had a question that I'm going to go live with someone in a couple seconds, as long as I can juggle my windows here. My windows are clustering up all over the place. Maybe it's because I'm streaming this event there. Here, let's get rid of that, because that is over. I was just checking out the new Apple announcement they do. Let's add. All right, boom, there we go. So there was some questions that came up. What was it? Shoot. I don't know, earlier in the day, a couple days ago, about teachers' grade books, and I wanted to answer that question to the best of my ability. So many windows. How do they all get open? I don't know. Minimize, close, minimize, close. Here we go. All right. So grade books. Now, the interesting thing about our online grade book is, from a teacher standpoint, I've never in almost 15 years really figured out what you guys see as students. So it's been a bit confusing to me to figure out any issues that pop up, like assignments not showing up, or I don't know, any type of hiccups that are there, and it's mainly because I don't see what you guys see on the student side. I see it from a different angle. Um, so when it comes to student grades, if you can, if you're having problems with the grades either in my class or you're having problems with grades in other classes, I think the main goal to check out is whether or not you're actually seeing the current year, or you have view all assignments being posted, because sometimes that can lead to issues. I don't know why it's designed that way. I'm not 100% sure if there's an issue with that, but as long as people have those two options checked, or at least the one option of seeing everything, and then the ability to make sure they're in the current school year, the current semester, or card marking. Usually that alleviates a lot of the issues. Looks like Fayez, I got to get a file over to you. Let's see if I can email that off. I'm waiting for someone to answer my Google Meet. That should be sending off to you right now. Let me know either in the comments or in the chat, Fayez, if you get that. Hopefully you do. But if you don't, I'd like to know. I'm not 100% sure how much longer I'm going to leave. Streaming and running a Google Meet at the same time are very problematic to bandwidth. So I'm going to leave one of them going for a while and then close it down. Don't know what that window, that was a little bit freaky. Live stream one word? I don't know. Well, we'll find out. I'm sure the internet will let me know. Because, you know, that's what the internet does. All right. This link is going down. So many modes of communication that I gotta get going here. Oh no. Almost deleted the whole inbox. That would not have been very good. Party people, this is my office hours. This is how we roll. Got the live stream up. Notifications coming in at a crazy clip. I know this is like the most mind-blowing stream ever, isn't it? Oh, this is what you get. Yeah, this is it. It's just going to be me sitting around for an hour talking to myself. Talking to myself. Hey, yo. What's up? That's a great question. I have no idea when or how. I mean, there's a lot of factors here that unfortunately, they're out of my decision making capabilities. Um, I don't know how to answer that. Obviously, it's got the decision to do that. Everyone's got to be safe, and they've got to be able to do it the right way. I know a lot of schools struggle with just the overall population, where and how are students going to move from class to class. How are they going to for example, elementary students share a space for lunch or recess, and there's a lot of small questions that end up becoming larger questions as they greatly affect other areas. So, in one aspect, I hope we can come back eventually soon, because it will just mean things are getting better, things are easier, and safer. On the other hand, if we can't do it the right way, that is to make sure everybody is safe, then I don't know. There's a lot of schools that are using the end of the month as sort of like a timeline to reevaluate plans and see where they go. I know there's a lot of school districts that are doing making like semester long decisions. I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you? I mean, obviously everyone wants things to go back to normal, but would you rather go back, in person to how things used to be, 7 hours a day every day, or this online learning aspect? What do you guys think? Curious. Don't need that note. Shouldn't do that. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's a ton of schools that have that idea, splitting it in half. I know that was mentioned at my son's school. Splitting the alphabet in half. But again, and I don't. Again, these are decisions that I don't make, so I don't know if what I'm saying is super easy to fix just by like the snap of a finger. But you got to think about half of your student body attending just simply 2 days a week, and then half of your student body attending the latter part. If someone does get sick, what does that mean? How many people are then absent, and how much is down? I mean, technically, you still could. Like, I raised this question, or not question, but issue with some of my classes today. The idea of snow days. I mean, if we're all doing remote learning, really there might not possibly be a need for snow days. If we're all technically remote learning, why would we need a snow day? And even with that being said, if we were going back, since so many districts right now are creating these distance learning plans, there might not really be a need for snow days, because if you're going to be at home and the weather is too cold, or it's a blizzard outside, well, you've got that school issued device that you can still log on to. All this stuff that we're technically doing now could be done for a snow day. So I don't know. Splitting the student body in half sounds like a good idea, but when you look at it over the course of like half a year or just a month, you're not getting 30 days worth of education, or 50, however many days that is. You're only getting 2 per week, which means there's going to be a ton of repetition. There's going to be a ton the courses themselves are going to be slowly moving. You'll get half of that work done the way that you expected it to. So I don't know. I don't know if there's one way that's good or not. Yeah, that's something that I'm incredibly aware of. Changing up your overall feeling about something. It is hard to ramp up the good vibes. The motivation to go online. One of the equalizers though that I always I've been teaching a while, and I've heard criticisms from all different ends of, I guess, the spectrum. I've heard it from parents and adults who think teachers have it incredibly easy. I've heard it from students who think that we're just out to get them, and that it's super super easy. And as soon as everything shut down, and as soon as we started doing this remote learning thing, I kind of was talking with some friends of mine, and I said, this is going to be the great equalizer, because all we can do as teachers is assign the work, just like we're doing in person. All I can do when I have 6 classes and 35 people in those classes is assign the work. Whether or not the students want to do that work and are motivated by doing that work, it really is kind of out of my hands. I can give them the talks. I can try to be their friends and their buddies. I can yell at them and become the mean teacher. But if they don't have that motivation in school, they're probably not going to have that motivation out of school. I think the one positive that comes out of this is the self motivation. The stuff isn't going to just get delivered to you. You're not going to wake up one day and all of a sudden be motivated. It's just, I think people are finding that out now the hard way. Throw away some trash. Don't need that. Well, that's your comment there, Abed. That's been something that has been criticized big time by people all over the place. And from what I've talked with people in the community and even people around the area that I live in, I don't think there's a teacher that disagrees that in in April or May, or I'm sorry, in April or March, when March or April, when all this shut down, the one assignment a week, one assignment per class, was a complete waste of time. And it wasn't. It was a waste of time because nobody knew specifically what to do. We really weren't sure if this was going to be an issue that sort of resolved itself over the course of maybe 5 or 6 days, or if this was something that was going to be more planned out. And as more and more days got ticked off the calendar, and we found ourselves staying at home more longer and longer, decisions came down from school districts that they had to do something. We couldn't just stop the school year in March and hope, cross our fingers that everything was going to go well. So, that whole one assignment per week thing, per class, was kind of a joke. Not to mention that also came with the stipulations that we weren't to teach any new material. All of the stuff that we were going to assign had to be material that we already had taught. So I'm not blaming anyone for that decision because something had to get done. But at the same time, when I hear a lot of parents, I know from the city that I live in, criticize how silly of an idea that was and how much of a waste of a time it was, you won't hear me really disagreeing. And I don't think there's really that many teachers out there that would disagree. But something had to get done, and it wasn't a popular decision. But only doing one assignment a week per class doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to learn. I mean, technically, students still have to do those assignments. And, when I looked at all of my participation last year, I only had 33% of the population of my students. So 31%. This number's in my head because I remember it so much. I looked at all 6 of my classes. I looked at how many students actually were registered inside of my Google Classroom, because if you remember, there were a lot of people that didn't even register for Google Classrooms. Out of all of those students, I only had 31% participate in assignments. Now that means they at least participated in one assignment. We were instructed to give, I think it was 6, and out of the 6, I only had 12 students actually do all 6 of them. And I mean, look, a lot of people who might be watching this go, well, that's a low number. And I think one thing that needs to be understood is, like, my course, the classes that I teach, most people don't prioritize. It's an elective class. It's an encore class. While you need at least 1 credit to graduate, if you're taking it just as a course to take, you're probably not going to be too focused on it. And I understand that, but it still shows that there was low participation, and even when we were giving a small amount of work. So, I don't know. Well, waking up early in the morning stinks, but if you plan on having a job and going to work, eventually you will have to wake up. It's hard for me to argue the whole. I'll see, Ahmed. It's hard for me to argue the whole. I got to wake up early and that stinks, because I mean, most people by the time they've gotten to high school, they've been waking up early for at least 12 to 13 years out of their life. So what's another four years of waking up early? Oh. Now I can't find the file that I was working on. Oh, there it is. Well, I mean, I got a like. I got one like and a handful of viewers and about 15, 16 comments, which is better than anything I ever had last year. This time, I did some streaming later on after the school year wrapped up, and looking at the numbers here, it looks like it was okay. I mean, handful of comments, handful of views. I mean, again, I'm not doing a lot of this for the views. I'm just kind of doing it to be available to my students. So I remember I got a hard time from a handful of students saying, well, you don't have that many viewers, and I get that. I'm not a YouTube star. I just teach how to do YouTube. I think you can be one of each, or one or the other. That's what I meant to say. Yeah. Ooh. So now it's just me and the viewer, myself and the viewer, whenever they decide they want to watch. Me and the viewer. The viewer and I. That's probably better. The viewer and I. Pow. Oh, don't want to do that. All right. Have we eclipsed? We have eclipsed a half an hour. So my goal was to stay on 35 minutes in the case that, people had problems or I had issues getting the links up and going. I'm still obviously available. I'm gonna stay here till 3 o'clock, but probably gonna leave the live stream right now. There's no point in keeping it going and blogging down that bandwidth. I will see everybody who watches this tomorrow. My live stream hours are going to be from 2 to 2:45 Eastern Standard Time. So I don't even know if Eastern Standard Time is a thing. Eastern Time. And I'll be available for students to drop in, ask questions, talk, just chat about things, or get some help on projects. It was great hanging out with everybody, and hopefully you guys are being safe and good, and I will see you guys later on. Bye.